In this new NBC drama from executive producer J.J. Abrams, electricity stops working on a global scale.
What the hell is going on?
As a result, 15 years later, a new world without technology has emerged. But a young girl seeks out to discover the reason for the blackout in Revolution.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Greg.
I'm still Liz.
And I'm Aaron, and we're here to talk about the new NBC drama called Revolution. We've all just seen it, and I think, Greg, you should start.
Well, Revolution is an hour-long, post-apocalyptic drama set in a world with no electricity. The showrunner is Eric Kripke, who was the showrunner for Supernatural, and the pilot episode was directed by Jon Favreau.
This show is executive produced by J.J. Abrams, who we know from such things as Lost, Felicity, Alias, Star Trek, Super 8, the list goes on. So, past the premise, there really isn't a whole lot going on yet. We know that there is no electricity, and there are survivors living on Earth. I think it's 15 years later. They're living in sort of a weird kind of Amish, present-day hybrid of a lifestyle because
they live in like a suburban cul-de-sac that they've sort of turned into an Amish farm.
Right.
The problem with it, though, is that although the world has changed, it doesn't seem like people have changed at all. Everybody still acts like they, go to, like, suburban high schools.
It's like it happened a week ago.
Yeah,
like you don't actually feel the 15 years.
It happened a week ago, but nobody really is that shooken up about it.
Well, I don't know. They form a militia, and I think that very quickly they turn into brother against brother, and awkward paranoid strategies ensue.
That's the other thing I don't really understand.
We see that the political situation has changed, that there is some sort of strange republics that have taken over what is America, but we don't really see that their day-to-day lives, that they interact with each other any differently than they did before.
Tracey Spiridakos plays Charlie, the female protagonist of this show. She's very much like Katniss from The Hunger Games, I think.
For the material, I actually was impressed by Tracey Spiridakos, even though she's a very pretty face and she's a very interesting character and she's almost just like a placeholder. But there's one moment where she breaks out into tears.
I have lost everyone that I care about. My mom is dead. My dad is dead. And God knows what they're doing to Danny right now. So you are gonna help me get him back.
Why is that?
Because we're family.
Well, they do set up a theme quite quickly, and that theme is family. I mean, they take what used to be a vast, grandiose society, and they break it down into little units, and that's what these Amish communities that we're referring to. But then our character, Charlie, goes in search of her uncle. And why? Because they're family. This is something that keeps coming up over and over again.
The only reason that there's a theme of family is because Charlie needed to get to her Uncle Miles, played by Billy Burke, who is another one of the protagonists of the show. They needed to get together. They needed to get off on whatever journey they're going to get off on. And that was the only way for it to happen, is to make family be important in the pilot.
Yes.
Who knows if it will be.
It was a device.
Yeah, they used it well.
I felt like these weren't really characters. They were people who were reacting to their immediate circumstances. Bad guys would come in, and then they would react to those bad guys, but they never really seemed to bring any history to their interaction.
And their reactions to the stuff that isn't new, just the day-to-day stuff, it's like it's for the first time, too. That's the real problem is, like I said before, it's like they look like they've only been there for a week or a day. And it's like, I'm not used to all these things that we've been used to for 15 years. Well, it's just unrealistic.
Right.
There really isn't a whole lot going on in this pilot episode until about the last 15 minutes. And we really don't go anywhere until the end of this episode when we get, I think, 2 really big twists thrown our way that inform how we're going to view this show in totality. So does that mean that it's a well-written show?
But it got me on. I mean, I want to see the next episode because of these twists. And I think
me too.
The first half of the show, the first 3/4 of the show, were so cheesy and schmaltzy that it got me on that level as well. I actually was pretty entertained by the ridiculousness of everything. In this show, we have no sense of irony. We have no levity. It's really just by the concept. And that's why I choose to read it as a goofy show.
The show takes itself so seriously that you think it must be joking.
Yes, exactly. It
I
must
just
be
want to make sure.
joking.
Good action and great special effects save a less than stellar story. There's nothing revolutionary about NBC's Revolution. Stream it.
It's definitely not the best show I've ever seen, but it's got some cool twists, and I really want to know what's going to happen. So I'll watch it on the internet, stream it.
I have a feeling it's all going to get far too complicated, but for now, I actually really want to know what happens next. Stream it.
Fair enough.
Oh, there we go. Oh, no. Oh, okay.
Oh, thank goodness. You don't know what happens if all three of us don't touch glasses.
Wrigley Field got covered in weeds.
Oh, well.
Weeds.
Uh-huh.
15
Important.
years. Weeds. That's it.